I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel, she, they.
I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, also she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him. I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
Hi, I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Ballantyne, he, him.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. Right, okay, so last time on role models, you guys finally got together after the assassination attempt on you, and you put together the conspiracy board. It's right in front of us on the table. It looks glorious.
It needs more work.
And
There's more conspiracies.
yeah.
We need a bigger board.
And you started doing the final touches for your plan as you approached the ball, and also beyond that. And you guys started talking about what you were going to do after the ball, depending on what happens. And you made some headway into the conflict and the conspiracies, at the centre of which Gaspar seems to be, and whether or not Debiles is involved or not. How Julian fits into this cult, this third party. Decisions were made. You decided that you would, on the day of the ball, your primary aim was to prevent any bad doing, any shenanigans, to collect intel while you're at the ball, to try and understand a bit more about the conspiracies, and then finally, if you get a chance, to take a shot at Julian, but only if you were to get the chance. And with that, we will time skip for a moment, quickly stopping the night before the ball. I know that you wanted to pop into the pocket dimension, Sentinel. So what is it you're doing? Are you just dumping everything
So
there?
then, as everyone's kind of going back to the column petal the night before, I say to Kaz, I'm gonna just go and make sure these guys get back alright, just go to bed. I'll be in a bit, and I'm gonna go with Freya and Amaya back to their room. I need you to promise me something, and I know what you're gonna say, and it's fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever happens tomorrow, you get Moxie out. If we need to run, we need to run. Obviously, I want all of you out, but I need you to get Gina out.
Amaya just has cake, as you're saying. Cake.
What? But we're coming out with you.
If we need a distraction, I'm fine to provide that distraction. I just need you to promise me that Gina gets out.
We will get her out. But if I stay behind to help you, that's because I have to. If she is out safely, I'm staying. You can't argue with me.
I'll
stab you.
I'll stab you, and I get one of my daggers.
From another room, you just hear me go, ow!
We're all going to be fine.
Eugene, it's a tiny cut.
We're all going to get out. It'll be fine.
But we will protect.
We will get her out. Promise.
Moxie Gina.
Nina. Okay. Alright, and then I'm gonna go back to the hideout, and I'm gonna get all the weapons that we were gonna put in the pocket dimension, and I'm gonna get myself like comfy on the sofa so that when I come back after 4 hours, I bounce back into a comfortable position for sleeping.
Nice.
I think I've just sent the God's Lantern with you.
Are you sure? Oh, I can get it back out easy peasy.
Oh,
yeah.
I give you my sword if you want to wear it. Do you want to wear it? Or would you rather wear it in the pocket dimension?
I can take probably at least one other weapon if someone wants easy access to it straight away. Because
I'm very protective of this sword, and I've known Freya the longest, so I'll either give it to Freya or put it in the pocket dimension.
Right.
Those are the two.
You can have my crossbow if you
Maybe
want.
just.
Sure.
Because then you've got
Maybe
range.
we should have one other sword not in the pocket dimension, just in
Yeah.
case something happens.
So I start to hand it to you, but
I think
I'm like struggling to let go of it.
So you have two as well. You get a scimitar as well.
It's just my special sword. I'm not taking
Okay.
anything else, but my special sword, Freya, is.
I promised.
So just write down if it's going in the pocket dimension.
I think basically everything except Eugene's crossbow you're taking, and you can take probably one other reasonably.
I'll take my longsword.
So you'll say yes.
Or can I take one more?
That's what I mean. So you could probably get away with having like a dagger, your longsword, and a crossbow. You could probably get away with that. Any more than that, people will
maybe I'll take my hand axe then. So I've used that.
I would have given you the Lexicon to put in the pocket dimension. I'd be like,
So if it's in there, just note it down because I'm not remembering everyone's shit.
Okay.
I would like fashion them. I'm alright, thank you. I'd like fashion them into something that I can easily grab, like maybe just like put some
actually,
sheets around it.
before I give the Lexicon, can I speak to the Lexicon?
Sure.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Will the connection still be okay if you are in a pocket dimension?
Pocket
I believe
dimension.
it's called.
Hello, Master Valentine.
Hello, Lexicon. Yes. So if I was to place this Lexicon in a pocket dimension, would that be? Oh, that's not going to sever the connection.
We are already far disconnected from our origins. Any further disconnection would be moot.
Okay. Good. Thank you. And
Is there anything else I can give you?
Perhaps some advice on how to survive a ball. This is my first ball, and it sounds like it's going to be very serious, and someone might get killed.
What is a ball?
Never mind.
Let's do it.
Goodbye.
So yeah, I get myself like comfortable so that when I bump back, I'm like in a comfortable enough position to sleep in, even though I'm probably not going to be doing much sleeping. And then I bump, and then I go to sleep in the.
Yeah, and you just like
I don't
chuck
sleep.
everything into a pillowcase.
Yeah.
Like in the dimension. Swords and lexicons and god's lanterns.
Don't worry, I've done one.
I know.
And yeah, bam, you appear back.
For the stuff that's coming.
Your choke around your neck on the
out to
sofa.
fight.
Oh no, like I sleep a bit in the bed.
Oh,
for like
right.
4 hours.
So you sleep. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So you.
I don't sleep. Like I don't really sleep very well.
You lay there. It's a comfortable, like, easy sleeping temperature in there. It's very silent. Almost a very faint white noise comes off of the Forgotten. So it's very peaceful, and it's a much cleaner room than it was when you got there. The floors are nice and swept. The tiles clean now, and you maybe drift off for a couple of minutes here and there, and then before you know it, you're back on the sofa, choker around your neck, and you sleep. And then the morning comes to you all. You are you awaken at a much more reasonable hour.
I'm so excited.
It is the day of the ball.
Oh my god.
Yay! We made
We fucking did it. So who's
God.
gonna die today?
Oh my god, it's been months. So, the things that you guys need to do are, the only thing really on the schedule that I've got is picking up the dresses and the suit, sorry. So you've got the dress, the suits, the masks. I don't think that anything else, unless you're not going to try the map, are you? So,
No.
I think that's it, dare I say.
Yeah.
Or maybe book
Let's
a
go
cab.
die.
The day before, so the day after, we were attached, and there was another day, and now it's today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I would have been copying spells into my new spell.
Sure. How many can you do per day?
I need to do the math on that.
So is it hours per spell level?
Is it 1 hour per spell level, half for necromancy?
Okay.
10 gold per level, so I need to do the math.
And
Jesus Christ.
and you're copying everything.
I'll copy it as much as I can.
So you're going to have no gold. Is that the aim, or as little gold as possible left?
We shall see. I need to do the math.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got like over 100 gold at the moment, so I can get most.
Because I guess this would have been pre-spent when you bought the materials, right? So you know that it costs a certain amount of gold for the materials for those levels. So if you're going to copy them and have the spare book for the ball, you'll need to.
Yeah, but Sim 4 was like maybe have the spare book give to Sentinel.
Sure. Okay. Tell you what then. While we're at the tailor's, figure out if it's possible. And then
Do math.
I only say it because if you were to say lose the spell book in the ball, we then need to know how many spells you have left in your spare book.
That's
So,
but basically, I can. If somehow I lose my book, I know the ones I prepared,
yes.
so I could copy those ones from just memory. So long as I have the other spells which I don't have prepared in that book, I don't lose the spells.
Okay, yeah. So we just need to figure
Which is
out
actually like
hours and gold for the ones you don't have prepared.
which is basically like 3 spells.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Let me know the gold and the time, and in the meantime, you two. So Sentinel, Freya, and Kaz, who kind of half begrudgingly comes, but you can.
Oh, can I come? No, because I've got to go to work.
If they let you. No, you've got. They said after midday for everyone at work.
Oh,
So
can I come? I want to see you try on the pretty clothes.
okay. So.
That feels like the most unbiased.
Everyone can come if they want.
All the girls are coming. What the boys doing?
Trying on my chef's ways.
yeah, just spinning like, in the mirror.
Playing with the hat.
Yeah. Aura's got 8 swords.
Definitely disadvantaged on stuff.
Yeah.
I might have. I'll get back to you. I might go to the market just to see if I can pick up a couple of things, but I might not. I'm just having a think.
Right.
Yeah, I have 4 spells unprepared, so 40 gold in 4 hours.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All good. Okay, so mark the goal off. The goal off. The time is no problem at all. You guys arrive at the tailor on the edge of the Mariners Market in one of the permanent sort of townhouses, and entering, there's this familiar smell of clean fabric and an undertone of dusty floorboards. Yes.
I've disguised self to look kind of like me, similar colour scheme, but not like exactly like me.
Same body shape, but yeah, cool. And as the 5 of you, because of Kaz, you arrive. It's cramped, but you see behind the desk the curly-haired woman looking a little bit more frazzled than before. She kind of throws up her arms. Oh, yes, come in. Okay, the rest of you please stand over there out of the way. Right, who would like to go first?
Do they have like a big curtain like in wedding dress shops? Like fling it over?
There's like a changing room, which is a small cubicle with a curtain side, but it's a very narrow townhouse with, some select clothes on the side and some bolts of fabric. And you can see through the back a very small room where she's going to be hunched over a little like manual sewing machine where you pump the pedal.
We've had her working full out.
Yeah.
You did pay her like a lot though. Oh, you guys are 47 gold and silver, 5 silver. But she doesn't ask yet. She's just intent on the dresses. So who's first?
Do you want to go
I'll
first?
go first, I guess.
Dress first, okay. And she like ushers you into the side and she pulls out. You guys probably see a sort of blur of dark blue fabric. And do you want me to describe it to you, or would you like to wear it and then I'll describe it to everyone, kind of thing? So as you come out, or would you like to see it on your own?
Do it as I come out.
Okay, cool. So stepping from the curtain, Freya, I guess you haven't done your hair yet. You've just popped this dress on, but the suit is the fit, is perfect. So the body of the main dress itself is navy, and then it darkens to the bottom into black frills. It's a simple cut, but it's quite puffy around the bottom. And then the bolero short jacket is short. There's long sleeves. That is a very impressive kind of play on gradients. So what she's done is taken angular fabrics that have been cut to give it a fit, but also a slight flare. And these kind of triangles each have different gradients of blue within them. But the net color movement is from navy at the bottom to a more smoky grey at the shoulders, and on those paler parts you've got very simple embroidery of stars in navy. And then she hands you the mask, and it is this, I guess what you would call a raven owl mask. It is.
He missed that. That's so upsetting.
It is around each eye. There's kind of a bloom of deep blue feathers that sweep outward, not in like an ostentatious, like loads of feathers, very sleek. And at the centre is a small black beak that would just sit over your nose.
This is what took him so long prepping this week.
Sounds like that.
You look so pretty!
This is the nicest thing I've ever owned. Can I wear it every day?
You absolutely can, sweetheart.
And I think she gives it a once over. She pinches a few bits here and there and pins them. And she's like, good, yes, looks good.
Good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Good. I don't have time to do it again.
I hand her a tissue.
Yeah, no, you look amazing, Freya.
Oh, thanks, Oxy. I'm so sorry.
It's worth it to see you like this.
Everyone's just sobbing.
Kaz is just like,
Oh my god.
it is very nice.
I've been like holding Kaz's hand like the whole way through all of this. Just like
Yeah, she squeezes every now and again. Okay. Are you going to keep it on while...
I'm not taking it off.
Freya's done. Freya's going back to
He's
your
so hot as well. He's so hot.
Oh yeah. I want a jacket on my dress.
So good.
I can chill you down.
The house is air conditioned, right?
Oh, the AC. Okay, and then you're in Sentinel, you're ushered in, and you are given your suit. Would you like me to do the same?
Yeah.
Sure. So you sweep the curtain aside. It is a dark suit and tails. There's a fitted underneath a fitted white shirt with purple buttonholes. It's very traditional but clean. And the jacket itself, there is purple under the lapels, hidden, only noticeable at the very edges. And the lining of the jacket is the same colour purple, but in a fabric that has a slight pattern to it. And there is a couple of subtle stripes of velvet on the jacket. They match the colour perfectly. They're only noticeable as a texture difference up close. And it's really, really nice. And then the trousers themselves, they're not high-waisted, they're kind of in the middle somewhere. They are sharp and straight and very smart.
Not like me.
And then you're given the mask, and she's kind of like a little nervous, and she says, because you said to her, I think a wild card, basically.
Yeah.
And she's like, look,
It's like
I was a little unsure on this, and I hope that I didn't pry. I noticed your choker, the little crescent moon. So I did something a little special. And she takes out this mask. It's like a what's the word? I'm trying to think of the. It's a blank style as a base, and what she's done, it's almost like it's not a doll's mask, but it's made in that kind of bone, that stained bone. And what she's done is carved out from the middle of the forehead to the cheek a crescent moon, so it's like a hollow space, and then around the eye you've got like this slight colouring here.
That's Phantom of the Opera.
It's not quite as. I guess it's the.
I was like fully about to cry, and then you just said it's Phantom of the Opera.
I tell you what it looks like is actually it's the negative space as opposed to the eye covering. So the negative space is in the shape of like the gap in the moon. So the crescent is there, but the design of it is kind of like a sugar skull with like the painted over this bone colour. With a sort of filigree shape around the outer eye and sort of drawn around the lips, the other eye. And she hands that to you, very nervous.
This is phenomenal.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Well, you both look wonderful. I hate to do the thing with the payment. But if you'd be willing.
I paid all up front. Like, I paid the first bunch. Do you want me?
I can do some. How much?
It's 47 gold and 5 silver, please. Lovely,
I give
thank
her
you.
an extra 2.
Oh, big spender.
Thank you very much. Yes.
After I've like come out and like while she's doing the payment, I'm like, Kaz, can I borrow you for a minute?
Oh, yes.
Like
yeah.
go back into the changing room and I turn back into like myself. I'm like, are you sure it looks okay?
You look amazing.
You don't have to be nice to me.
I'm
I said
not.
you could laugh at me.
I'm not. You look amazing. And you look like yourself. Well, without the mask, anyway.
She's right. From behind the curtain. You won't have a curtain. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
She kisses you and then quickly whips the curtain open.
I'm indecent.
Okay. Yeah, so are you gonna wear it?
I'm not. I'm getting back changed. I'm an idiot.
Dusty.
Yeah, sure. So you guys get back changed and then you get them wrapped in the hangers and the kind of silk over cover. And yeah, you are escorted out back towards the Mariners Market, through the Mariners Market down into the hideout, the Coal and Petal.
You find me pretending to cook.
I say nothing and I just join you. We need to find a coach to take us there.
Kaz, can you go book me a cab?
We'll buy a cab.
Oh, just go. A ride. Some form of transportation.
I'll need gold from all of you. Those of you attending, I'm not paying for any more stuff, alright? She walks out.
Oh, can I say as well, over the last long rest, that I made a random potion, so I've rolled on my table.
Sure.
So I don't know if you want to roll yourself, and I would give it to Aura. Aura, I made this potion. If you need it, it will make you a bit more harder to hit, I suppose. Plus 1 to AC.
Did you want me to look at these? Is that what it's
Yeah.
for?
Cool.
You wanna
Make
cut
sure
the
my
deck?
base AC is 19.
Yeah, it concerns me. that
It
I'm
will
not gonna
only-
have armor.
It will only last a brief while, but
That's a
yes,
good
this will
point.
help. This will protect you.
Oh, and then if I stack shield on top of that, 24 AC.
Okay, Mike, I'm going to unclip this and give it to you so that I don't forget it,
Okay.
because it's good and I don't want us to forget when he drinks it.
Please
The
drink it.
The only other thing I was gonna.
Or do you want me to keep it?
You keep
I'll
it.
keep it. Carry on, sorry, Aura.
The only thing I wanted to look for was poisons. Either something that could be thrown or something that I could dip crossbow bolts in from Eugene's crossbow.
Sure, I mean, you could find that at a herbalist. You'd be able to find some basic poisons, but it depends. Are you just looking for one that's going to poison someone? So,
I mean, I've seen one that's 300 gold that is like you inhale, which paralyzes you.
yeah, where did you find
2 possible poisons that I've never checked. Would you just like those? I don't know what they are.
That makes it better.
This is the prequel.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes it better. Use those.
How many?
It's 2 possible poisons, and I have a sleeping potion as well.
That could be useful.
That could be useful.
I'm going to keep the sleeping potion, but you can
That's
have
for
the
after.
poison.
That's for after when we have nightmares about how badly it went.
Hey, no, that's what me and Eugene are going to be smoking to the ethereal plane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Just blaze.
420 plays in.
I'm never going to be able to find that.
Sorry, bud.
It's alright, I'll have to roll.
It's a superior
We just don't know what they do.
poison, isn't it?
It's the most potent. Yeah, it's literally my inventory is possible poison
That
times
was like
2.
a year ago.
Basilisk venom, isn't it?
I just saw the look on his face and he
It's
looked
not
at his
just
notes and he was
water.
like,
There's no way. Well, anyway, we'll come to that when we come to it. So, is there anything else?
The crossbow bolts then.
So Kaz comes back. Yeah, so you're going to poison them, pre-poison them, or?
How long does it last? I know it lasts.
I've got no idea. We don't even know what they are.
You have to do it as it doesn't last all the time, I don't think, unless they're specifically designed to hold poison.
Okay, that's fair enough. Like, would it be like bonus action to dip them in it? And...
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
Am I
cool.
rings ready?
You can find out.
Just so you know.
I can't, oh no, because he's
That's
going
what
to
I
drop him back off and we have to... Sail!
Yeah, he pops back up.
My ring's ready.
It's fine if they're not. Can you just go find out if they are, and if they are, can you bring them out, please? Thank you.
Okay, yes, he disappears.
Has he been drinking again?
Probably. He's an alcoholic.
A few minutes pass. He appears back. I think so, but I also have a very brief invitation. It's only to your room, but he's there.
He's in my room. Oh, fuck.
I knew that you weren't going to be happy about this.
But I need to get back in here later. Will this count? Can I still come back home
No,
later?
this is an invitation, so...
So I can still come back later?
Yes.
Okay, fine, that's fine.
Okay, and he holds out his hand.
Oh, he's so...
And you give him his finger, he fills his hand, and you go, "Look," and you disappear. And we'll do this relatively quickly. So he's in your room, and he's kind of sat on the bed, and he's like really
I'm so
awkward.
grounded.
Yeah, he's like looking at the sheets, and he's looking in the pillowcase. He's like, he holds out the little god's lantern. He's like,
am I grounded?
oh, sorry, strange thing. No, I've got something for you. It's the things that you asked for. Well, I thought I'd do them while you were here. I've been thinking about this. I forgot, and then I'm thinking about it. No, I'll just do it. And he takes off the ring, one of his rings, and he holds it up. And the kind of shimmer in the air where you see almost flecks, almost like a flecks of a kind of metallic sheet where the air warps, and you see symbols behind for a brief moment, and in that moment the ring turns into a liquid ribbon that spools outwards and rolls into another ring in the middle, and one of those comes off and floats up to the side, and then another one pulls off and floats up to the side. So there are 3 rings floating there, and he holds them out and holds his hand out, and they float down, 2 of them, and then the other one in the middle floats down towards you and floats right in front of you.
Take it.
Oh yeah, and as you take it, this ring in your hand is it is connected. It's 2 rings in one. It's the same liquid metal as on your choker in the cameo. One is there's 2 bands that are connected by a tiny network of crescent moon shapes, like almost this tiny little crisscrossing of chains between the 2 thin bands. And he holds the other 2 and he hands you one and he says, if you're unhappy with this, I will take it back, but this is what I was thinking. It's just a little awkward, but when your partner, this one here is for your partner, and when they think of you, when they wish for you to feel the heat of their hand on yours, then the ring closest to you on that band will turn a deep purple. And the other, and obviously we can undo this as simply as I just did it, and he pops the one in his hand on his ring finger, and he says, when I'm thinking of you, the other will turn a white. And I just...
Oh my god.
It's something that helps me, reminds me of what we're doing together. I forget still very often, and it helps. But obviously, if you're uncomfortable with that...
Can you please pass me the tissue? Will.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you son of a bitch. That's fine.
Oh, is this... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, this is lovely. I'm just very overwhelmed.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know how to handle these kinds.
No, neither do I.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I'll leave you to your room.
I kind of was going to go in for a hat.
Yeah, he's like, does the same thing. He's like...
I just kind of clap him on the shoulder and
Yeah, that's it. And he turns around and he's like... He walks out the door. And Zeal's like...
Cute.
That was nice.
Thanks, Seal.
I didn't get one. And
Kill you.
he holds out his hand again,
A bump back.
and you bump back with him. Okay. Right.
I hate you.
That's all right. Are you going to give that to Kaz, or did you want to?
I was gonna leave it in a ring box on the side of her bed that just says "Wear me."
Sure. That's great. Okay. So you leave that there. And I think
Is it party time?
it's probably party time.
This is going to be really anticlimactic with nothing else.
Nothing. Nobody's there.
We'll just get drunk
hey.
and that's it.
Guys,
Our cooking is going to be
yes.
do you need to do
sensational.
any rolls for
Cooking
that?
doesn't get better than this.
We'll need to find out how much
It's
it
quite
costs actually.
Which
Doesn't it?
so often.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah, it costs you. It might be like 50 gold probably. Which
It depends because it was Kaz's idea.
Me too.
So
I'd probably split it.
Yeah.
let me see how much it costs.
Costs?
Just got to find it in the list of unending. And it's 25 gold. So and Kaz is fine. Kaz is fine doing that. So she comes with this disguise kit, and she's like, "It's a little bit. The makeup's terrible. With this beard, like goes through a load of stuff.
Give her a beard.
But yeah, I think. What did you want to try and achieve with the kit?
I know, so we've already done the hair.
She could
Give you a
like
sick scar.
use some makeup with your help to kind of try and change the shape of your face slightly with sort of different shades, but
Yeah, change
that would be quite difficult.
Change my complexion, at least, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, she could make you look paler is probably easy, isn't it? Because you're already quite pale.
Already quite pale, yeah.
Yeah, I think, okay, let's do...
Nothing about the eyes or anything, no contacts or anything like that, is there?
She did have them,
Yeah.
and she does still have them. There's that chance that if you take damage, then they will shatter.
It'll be blind.
Yeah, which could be fun.
So I think it's if you take damage, then we roll percentile, and each time you take damage, the percentage of them breaking in your eye increases.
How long does it take? Is it just like an action or a boat to turn them off, or?
I would say it's about a minute.
Oh, so it's not just a pop.
Yeah, put a contact, yeah.
Kidoki. Good to know.
But she has them if you want them.
Do you don't need them? You don't mind?
Oh, I've got a few.
Yeah,
I think you used them before. Didn't you?
No, none of the prequels, no.
Okay. Yeah, she holds out a small wooden box, and inside they're two glass dry. They're clean, but they're two lenses that will change your eyes brown. They're thin glass, and she's got like a little vial of like a saline kind of solution. I'll leave them to you.
Yeah, what do you want for these?
Oh, just bring them back in one piece, and preferably because if they're in several pieces, then pieces will be in your eyes. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. If they do break, then you're blind in the eye that it's broken. Not permanently necessary, but
Yeah.
okay. So this is the morning of the ball, so shall we roll together to see how your disguise kit comes out?
Cool.
So I'm going to do, as Kaz, I'll do sleight of hand, and I'll let you're helping her, so what skill would you use to try and help her?
Probably sleight of hand as well, maybe performance, but I would have said probably sleight of hand or deception. Yeah. I like the sleight of hand's probably the best,
Sure.
most appropriate thing, really.
Okay.
Oh, not bad.
15.
It's better than what she got. She got 13, so... Nice, yeah. So you help her, guide her on certain parts. And yeah, it actually looks pretty good. She's tried to shade to make it a little bit more gaunt looking. And your nose looks maybe a slightly different shape if you're looked at in dimmer light maybe. But it's definitely helped. And that with the black hair and then with the lenses, you definitely you don't look like Moxie, from afar at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be wearing a mask as well, so...
I think this is good.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Kaz.
It's all right. Okay. What are we doing?
We're going to a party.
Go to work.
Okay, so those of you who have jobs, you have been told to meet on the grounds after midday.
Yep.
So, what are you doing? You guys have to go
Meeting
much
at the grounds
earlier.
after midday.
Yes.
Much earlier than these guys.
I'm
You guys.
holding a wooden spoon.
Okay. The rest of you.
I'm holding many weapons.
Yeah. So the two of you, I think, were told before sundown, but there was no specific time. So whenever you want to
late.
turn up.
Fashionably late.
You're going to go for
At least you've
spa
got the
afternoon or
sending
something.
We're gonna sit in the thing, not talking and panicking.
Do you want to get ready? Do you want to get ready in the hideout, or do you want to get ready on your own, Freya?
In the hideout, please.
Okay. That's alright. Kaz can help with your hair and stuff. She's very good at that shit.
Okay.
I'm useless.
So, those of you with jobs, as you approach, you walk your way to the glitters. You're met at the gate by the guards, and when you're told about that, they're like, oh, you told them about the ball, they open the gates up for you, and you walk down. There's a sort of more bustling atmosphere to the road, and as you approach the gates have got ribbon that's been tied around all of them at the front. The Debiles estate itself is this sprawling manor. You've seen it once before when you came. There's brown and yellow bushes that have been cut into a very shallow maze. There are multi-right obelisks in these mazes that are standing tall. And as you arrive, walk through the gates and down the gravel, you start seeing people carrying goods. There's carriages coming down, not posh carriages, but very utilitarian. They're making deliveries. There's one with packed ice that's got barrels of something, and this ice is sublimating off the top of the barrels, and they're rolling it into the side where the kitchens are. There we are. Yeah, what do you guys do? You're out the front of the house.
We go to the kitchens. Well, I'll go to the kitchens.
Yeah.
You two go to the kitchens.
Yeah, I've actually reported Lila as well, I think. So, yeah.
You are reporting to Mistress Delilah, I think it was.
Sounds
Check.
like
Very similar names. Yeah.
Yes, it's Mistress Delilah.
Lila and Lila.
Mistress
Delilah. Why? I will go to whoever it was I was supposed to go to, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, so you guys go to the kitchen. So you walk through into what will be the entry hall. This large oval entry of alabaster white walls, pure white panels that have been framed with filigreed gold, and the floor is a sort of beige stone that's been polished to liquid shine. And there are people there sweeping, wiping down the walls, and some of them are painting random squiggles on the wall in like a red paint. You can see them just, and Eugene, you would see that they're making things that look like symbols, but then don't mean anything. You know, they're just making strange squiggles. There's candles that are unlit and in piles in places. And you guys make your way through to the kitchens, so we'll start there first. So the kitchen, the worktops, heavy wood. In a similar way to the Alchemy Guild, they've got parts have been carved off where they're butchering meat. There are heavy iron pots and pans hanging up, utilitarian equipment and knives, ladles, all sorts of equipment, all hanging from hooks in the middle of this large kitchen space. As much as the space where you'll be prepping and cooking is quite large, there are lots of nooks where you see some members of staff putting fresh herbs and things like that in. And you guys are one of the first ones there in terms of the cooks. So
it's dedicated.
Yeah, so you turned up, early afternoon at the side. So if you're at the one station with the little nooks in the front, you can kind of see the kitchens there. There's two little nooks. Off to the other side, there are two large fireplaces with spits ready to roast something on. And you guys you put your stuff down, you wait in the kitchen for a bit.
Still holding my spoon.
No, I don't wait in the kitchen, I shout Lila.
Yeah?
Chef Lila?
One of the workers who was working in one of the pantries She comes out and she's like, sorry, he won't be here for a little while.
Oh, okay.
I would just get ready. He's quite scary. And then
Is there
she
anything
walks
to...
off.
Okay.
Oh. We just look at each other. So what do we do?
Over time, over the next 10 minutes to half an hour, other cooks turn up and you see them, they're kind of walking in their white. No one's wearing a hat.
I don't care. I'm going to get
Are you wearing it now?
Yeah, I'm getting off that aura of we're in charge.
Do you have your knife? Do you have cooks? You have cook's knives, don't you?
I made cooked utensils.
So you guys are standing there with them.
We've got our rolls out. I'm just like...
Someone else comes
in a spoon.
Someone else comes in as a halfling with slicked back hair, and he's wearing what I can only describe as wooden Crocs.
Clogs.
And he clogs in. He's like, "You're right." And rolls out his own knives. Guess it's just a waiting game then.
Yep.
What's your name?
Nigel.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dustmere.
Oh, lovely.
Been here my whole life.
Are you a chef?
I'm cook.
I thought it was right to call people chefs in a
So
professional
right, especially
kitchen.
because you've got your own roll of knives.
I don't
You
think
look
so.
like you've done this before.
I have. Many times.
Well, then,
You'd be a chef, right?
Yeah.
The only chef here is going to be Lila.
We might have to speak to this Lida. I don't want.
Oh no.
I don't want the chef calling other people cooks. That's not right.
No.
And as you guys are talking, it gets a bit busier. There's more people coming in, other cooks in their aprons, people stacking produce up. And he looks over, Nigel looks over, and he's like, we should probably call him by his second name. Don't want to piss him off.
What's his second name?
Oh, Rorigan.
I don't believe... Wait, Rorigan. Are you joking?
And then with that, we'll go to...
Yeah, no, of course I know.
We'll go to
This guy.
Scullery. So,
I should have known.
He's going to be an Irish dickhead.
Yeah.
So,
That loves everything salty.
Moxie.
Yes.
So you eventually, you're kind of left to your own devices. These guys go off to the kitchen, and you're found in your apron. You're identified by another woman in a similar apron, and you're kind of whisked off into one of the scullery corridors, which kind of wind in between some of the thicker walls, and you're kind of among them for a while. A few people busying. Some of them, like you, standing with their kind of hands in their sort of sides, waiting to be instructed. And eventually, a small, middle-aged woman with ginger hair, human. I don't know if you guys saw her before, actually, but this is Delilah. She tells you how wary she is of worshippers of Debiles, and she seems kind but stern. And you move into one of those corridors that's within the oval entryway, and it goes off to the side towards the kitchen, but in a narrow corridor. And you end up through a small door and into a room where there's a narrow set of spiral stairs that go up, and they're definitely not for guests. It's very much like a hidden away staircase that the servants use. And you're standing there with about 30 maids or so, very bustling. There's a couple of they're mostly women and girls. There's a couple of young boys. Everyone has very bright eyes, and they all kind of look recently scrubbed and clean. Their clothes are all stiff with starch, and they all look very excitable. And Delilah stands at the top of the stairs and kind of looks down on everyone who's standing on this spiral. Welcome, everyone. Hush, hush. Now we must be quick. I understand you're all excited. Shh. But keep your feelings to yourselves and your masks on, especially of those of you helping with service. She glances at some of the young boys and some of the girls. Some of them have black aprons on, who look like they're maybe going to be walking among guests a bit more. We have 3 core jobs, and it's time for us to organise those properly. I've already spoken to some of you. We have a skeleton crew for each, but the others of you will need to choose now, okay? So we need some pot scrubbers in the kitchens. We'll need cleaners, helping dispose of waste in the kitchen, attending the water closets, and lastly, we'll need someone being on hand in the main hall itself. Just a small group ensuring the floor and surfaces are clean at all times. All spinnages must be cleaned up immediately. Please, if you can organise yourselves into those groups, we will be on our way to a successful evening.
Toilets, babe. Toilets.
So can you just like spill loads of stuff?
Oh, I fully plan on it.
So what are you gonna pick?
So what's those pot scrubbers?
Pot scrubber in the kitchen, disposing of waste and attending the water closets.
Oh, that sounds like the shittiest job ever.
And
Toilets.
then there's the being on hand in the main hall to ensure that all surfaces are clean at all times.
Just stand outside the door.
So pot scrubbers, toilets, or cleaning the floors.
And any sideboards or anything like that, you know, basically being in the ball itself among the guests
floor. If I could finagle my way into the floor cleaners, that would be probably the most useful.
I mean, at the moment there's people like chatting and bustling. It's quite claustrophobic, and she's like, once you've chosen, please come to me. We have limited spaces in each position. Thank you.
I go straight for the...
Just push loads of children away.
There's quite a lot. So I would say...
Oh no.
Teleport.
What are you going to...
I get out my dagger.
Yeah, so as you move like politely, it's very packed and you're struggling to get up the stairs, and she's already attending to people and writing things down. And you can see her at the top of the stairs, 20 feet away. She's like, she's already taking jobs down.
Yeah, I raise my hand and say, I'm great at cleaning floors.
Roll a performance check.
Not a deception check.
Well, you're trying to get noticed.
No.
Unless you are.
No, I know.
Oh.
Performance, yeah.
Oh.
8.
Yeah, your voice is just kind of lost in the hubbub of everyone else around you. Kind of like someone shoves you in the back a little bit and like trying to move around you.
Take the shit.
But that's it. At this point, you haven't pushed through. You've just been kind of moving in queue.
Is that also where you're in?
It's just like a mass of people waiting on the stairs, but there are some people moving up. It's just that it's quite packed.
Yeah. So, excuse me. Can I get past?
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Hey.
Persuasion. Where are you? 21.
Okay, yeah. I would say that you look like you're wearing makeup, right? And that's, even though it's to change your appearance, you look very well made, and maybe that surprises a few people who have got scrubbed cheeks and they're from the stubs, and they're like, oh, and they let you through, and you probably make it halfway up the stairs, but it gets even more compact the closer up to the top you
I
are.
can't believe you have to do a skill challenge.
What are you gonna do?
From floors.
A flip.
And you hear her as you get closer. You're kind of 20 feet away down the stairs, and you hear her go, on the ball floor. Yes, okay. She writes that down.
Just keep on message. No, I can't use magic. Give the game away.
What are you gonna do? What skill are you gonna use other than so you've used persuasion and performance?
How can you use history?
So you got one fail,
history
one fail, one success. Wow.
Look over there, a cat.
Yeah, you could do.
You just distraction.
So, Bamf Eugene. A Bamf Ansel to, I don't know, just sort of above people in front of me, and just get them to just sort of drop down on top of.
Okay, yeah. I won't roll for that. You bamf from above them, and it lands on their shoulders, and a couple of the girls scream and shove someone out of the way. It makes a gap where Ansel kind of falls down onto the floor for a brief moment.
Yeah, he scurries away.
And he scurries away, but there is still a small gap, as they push out away in surprise.
Yeah.
That you can shove through. Yeah, so you cut through there. So that's 2 successes and 1 failure. You're within. You're almost within reaching distance of her.
So dumb, I love it.
This is what took him so long.
There's a person in front of me, so like tap on my shoulder. Like, sorry, did you drop something? And then just
roll a deception check.
Downstairs.
And I kick him in the face.
Yes!
That's a natural 20 for 24.
Nice. And she's like, yeah, I did actually. And you can tell that she's lying. And she's like, yeah, where is it? And you manage to sidestep and you lean forward and you tap Mistress Delilah on the shoulder and she looks around at you. Yes, dear?
I'm very good at cleaning floors.
Perfect. Just in time. Okay, ball floor is full. We have water present duty and pot scrubbing. Well done. Most tense skill challenge.
I just want to clean those floors.
Okay. Climb a staircase.
So,
Goal achieved.
and to Aura. So you are reporting to House Captain Harold, and I think it was in the gardens that they said to report to you, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so you make your way around the side of the mansion, and this is a grand estate as you get close. The stonework is beautifully carved with these Gothic like ornaments, and the curling yellow and brown ivy covers almost one side of the building entirely. And over that ivy glistens a sheen like a fresh spray of water. And at the rear of the estate there's a massive patio. There's a couple of fire pits that are being prepared, and in the distance off, so if you're looking with the manor house on your right on the patio, on your left, you look out at this the moon wall above you, and where the glitters is very close to it.
On this, the moon wall will be this then.
So you're on that patio on the other piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the moon wall is basically where you're sat.
Okay.
So huge and looming over you. You're taken around the side, and then you stand among 10 other guards. House Captain Harold, or you presume to be, steps forward. Is a muscular dwarf with ginger buzz cut, a braided beard, and he wears a golden breastplate, and he has a spiked 3-foot warhammer strapped on his front over him. It's huge and on the diagonal, otherwise it would trip over him. He would trip over it. He looks pretty gruff actually, and he sniffs a lot. He's like, job as simple as it gets. We patrol in sequence, a couple minutes apart. Everyone takes the whole grounds, swaps in the garden and the main hall posts. Main job, don't let anyone in, or at least anyone without a ticket. Not your job to look at tickets though, just anyone sneaking in, right? Don't let anyone sneak in without the Duke's, sneak out with Duke's belongings. One way in, one way out, and that's the front door, right? Got it? As you look around, trying to like assess people, you feel someone slap you on the shoulder, and as you look around, you hear someone go, "Now, little did I expect to see a man of your caliber in a place like this." And you see Clayton standing next to you.
Sorry. It's a good day.
And the captain's like, "Don't let anyone beat the shit out of anyone else. Otherwise, clear it up. Don't anticipate much of an evening." Well, you all got that? So basically, he's saying that everyone will walk in sequence and patrol the gardens, and they'll kind of trade posts. And each of those posts, some of them are inside, some of them are outside. But he doesn't seem that bothered. You've been around a lot of military people, and he seems like he doesn't really give a shit. It's very, he's just like watching rich people, who cares? Clayton actually looks clean and a better groomed than you've ever seen him. He's got a tidy beard, a tidy stubble as opposed to normal mess. And when Clayton says, "Little did I expect to see a man of your caliber here," that's not his voice. Harold's like, Captain Harold's like, "Excuse me," and he looks at Clayton, and Clayton's like, "This here is one of the best swordsmen I know." And Harold like clears his throat, and he's like, Well, that's good. Well, the biggest threat out here we're going to see is a noblewoman drinking her first fill of goat's milk liqueur.
Goat's milk liqueur.
That's what he said.
Yum.
I play nicely with a chocolate.
It might actually.
You're not there.
We're just looking at something.
And then he looks around at the gardens. He looks around at the gardens and he sniffs and he's like, what a fucking wasteland. And I would say that, it's just simply put, you're kind of put on patrol. Clayton puts himself on with you. And he's like, you're pretty much ready to go. Is there anything that you want to do before we kind of move on?
Just get the lay of the land, really. And definitely get a bit of a look round inside and like try and piece together what I can remember from the map. And sort of pick out landmarks and that if like we had to meet somewhere, I could message and say meet here or there, and sort of out in the grounds look for potential places that we could escape through.
Sure. Okay. Roll a perception check.
No. That's like 5 probably.
Oh man. I would say that even still, there are a couple of trees towards the wall at the outside, so you might be able to use them, kind of scale them and hop over. But you don't get much of a look round. You're walking at quite a pace. You see the middle part of the mansion that you've missed isn't actually that big. It's probably.
Is there anyone? Is it just Clayson with me and nearby?
Yeah. So you're walking around in pairs.
If there's no one about and there's a tree near the wall, I'm gonna pull out my rope and.
Okay. It is middle of the day, so it's very light out. You would know that. Yeah. It's a big garden, so there's people off in the distance, like tending the gardens and.
I just want to try and get the rope over a branch so that we could use it to get up and over the wall, and and then put it around the back side of the trunk closest to the wall so that sort of it's hidden and that.
Roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
It's not bad. 11.
Okay, I'll get Clayton to help you because he is also
a sneaky boy.
Yeah, he rolled really well. So he kind of looks at what you're doing, knows you well enough at this point to kind of shove you behind the tree a bit more so you're out of the sight line. He rolled a 19. What are you doing here? What's what were you really doing here? What's going down?
We think something's going to kick off. We think the Debiles is up to something. The sewers.
Right. I can't forget, I almost died.
We're working on the idea that maybe that hag was put there by a cult that's working with Gaspar and Julian, who's the current leader of one of the syndicate families, and they're up to something.
Fucking hell.
And Gaspar's been hoarding cornerstones.
Well, they do like doing that.
We don't know what, but I'll tell him about the prophecy with the what was it? The light coming down on Dustmere.
Hands.
Yeah. I'll tell him. I'll tell him about that.
So it was the. You've got it.
It's written down on one of them.
A tower of light stands over Dustmere, the city will be engulfed by hands.
That was it, word for word. There's something like that.
I'm glad we've got some help in here. Eugene and Enriver are working in the kitchens.
Okay, you got yourself spread out.
Freya and Sentinel are coming as guests.
Okay.
Moxie's cleaning shit somewhere, probably.
Right, that sounds weird. Okay. Anything you need, all right, I'm here. Look, I actually, I wanted to say something to you lot, well, all of you lot, but the gold you gave me, it's helped more than you know. I was stuck, couldn't get out of Duncan's shadow. You lot made that. What do you mean?
Duncan sent assassins to the Golden Petal to try and kill us.
That doesn't surprise me. Why would he be after you lot, though?
Well, because we killed that asset that they had down in the sewers.
And he sent his men to kill you?
Yeah, they were paid. They were paid from noble money by Julian.
It wasn't his money.
Or was it?
Julian.
It wasn't Julian's money, was it? It was Julian that paid them.
And it wasn't Duncan's men, it was the Wakefield assassins. Sorry.
Yes.
It's very complicated. Business.
Sorry, I'll correct it.
Yeah, he's in the
I'll correct all of that I messed up, but it was sort of him mentioning Duncan that sparked that thought because it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
Duncan was relevant, so good call.
Okay. Well, either way,
it's good to have a friend in here. Another.
Likewise. But
let's try not to die this time.
Well, yeah, but that's the only reason I'm here is because you guys gave me that money. I cleaned myself up. So I hate stuff like this. So you tell them. I'm not going to say this in front of anyone else, especially Freya and Amaya. That can't be dealing with that. So you pass that on. Right.
At least look. Anyway, at least look around us. It doesn't look like I can hide a giant snake here.
Yeah, so you just start chit chatting and walking around. Yeah, and
bloody things.
Hop back to the kitchens. So now that the rest of the jobs are underway, you assume that it has been moved back a little bit in time. So there's a silence that comes across the kitchen. There's been lots of bustling, and a man enters. A dwarf, barrel-chested dwarf, he's wearing these straining chef whites, tall hat, permanent scowl.
We have a hat as well. Oh no.
Oh no.
I am
Do it!
You've committed!
You did this to yourself!
I am Chef Layla Rodigan. That's Chef Rodigan. For you lot, alright? This, and he puts his hands very dramatically on the counter, is a banquet the likes of you have never cooked for, and likely never will again. But if you do what I say, there's a chance you might. But you probably won't. Surprise me.
Sounds about right.
Quite frankly, I don't have the highest. Why are you wearing hats?
This is what
Take them off.
we wear. Why?
Take them off.
Why?
I wear the hat.
But these are our hats.
These are our.
That's your hat.
Take them off or leave.
I slowly take it off, but I tuck it into maintain eye contact. So I tuck it into my bra.
Okay. Right. So, all food is to be served by trays, eaten by the guests as they mingle. Only the hosts and guests of honor will get the courses. The main starters are unique. The main and starter are unique to the sit-down. The rest are also served canapé style. Yes?
Sorry, I had some ideas about what we could cook.
So did I.
Oh no. Oh no.
And everyone's dead silent, looking over at you and then looking at him, and he's like... So the starter, braised hog tail, yeast reduction, onion, kale, consomme. Fish, you got cling prawn, cocktail.
Cling prawn?
Still gets me. It's a cactus leaf dressed salad. And then the main, which is one of the other sit-down meals, whole kale, stuffed with goat and mushroom, spit roasted over the fire, and you can see it started.
Did you say a kale stuffed with goat?
Yeah.
Nice.
And spit roasted.
Spit roasted over silver oak firewood. Crispy potato, choux pastry, steamed fresh vegetables, bitter jelly with yeast and hogtail sauce. A little bring back from the starter.
Please again.
Excuse me?
Oh, please.
Silence, please.
Okay.
And then the main, which will be as a canapé, is going to be a crispy potato choux pastry with some of the meat we take down and mix that with the reduction and put that in there. The sweet, chocolate pudding tower, spices with cinnamon, clove, zarzot, etc. A jam sauce. Ghost milk mousse.
Fuck.
Cheese course.
Yes.
We got an unctuous Tullner, aged in cloth, and once in cherry barrels.
Toda.
A Tullner, please.
I didn't say anything.
Pungent, crumbling toil popularizes a nice digestif for many of the nobilities will have back up in Asilia. And then we've got a crystal rum syrup and a crystallizing, a rum crystallization on the side. Okay. Stations.
Read it back.
Could you repeat that?
So you guys got to pick a station. So you got the starter, which was the braised hulk tail. The main. So the main will have two jobs. They'll have the sit down and then the canapé style.
Yeah.
Which the main was the Hulk hazel stuff with goat mushroom and spiro stoves. Silver oak firewood. Then you got the sweet, which was the chocolate pudding tower. Then you got the cheese course.
Dessert, please.
Yes. Bless you. What was that? Someone sneezing.
I think that came from out in the main hall.
No sneezing in the kitchen, it's unsanitary.
Thank you.
What was you up to, Maya?
Wasn't there the cactus fish one?
Oh yeah, there is. I missed that. The fish course is a cling prawn cocktail with a cactus dressed leaf salad.
Prawn and not trout.
Damn it.
Is it clean prawn?
Yeah. Cling
Okay,
prawns.
I thought you missaid it the first time.
No, you can see them on the side. They're like prawns. They're like a cross between a prawn and an eel, and they have like a sucker for a mouth that like obviously clings on the rocks
I
and
want to
stuff.
do the clean prawn one.
Fish. Okay.
Can I do dessert, please?
Dessert.
Yes.
You
So
got
sweet,
experience in
as you
dessert.
said. Well, yes, I'm
It's a tough one.
He's very good.
I'm a development chef. Well, I used to be.
Oh, you're a chef, are you?
Oh no.
Hence the hats.
Well, we'll see about that. He walks off. We got one on sweet, one on fish. And then you see the others kind of like picking their courses. And then you're fitted into your stations. You guys are like opposite each other on the counters.
Eugene,
Yes, Amaya.
this course seems fine, but don't tell Chef Rorigan, but I'm gonna
Oh, good.
We're gonna get murdered.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to do exactly the same thing.
Okay, good, but we keep it quiet, yeah, we just do it and we just pretend we're following the recipe, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I've done this longer than he has, I reckon.
They're not getting out of this alive.
Yes, we are.
Right, crack on. Service is in 3 hours. Starter first, fish quickly after, little break in between. Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Grab my spoon.
Okay, so I have we can do the skill challenge, but it also depends on what you guys want to achieve. Because obviously you're trying to make your own courses as well.
No, it's small adjustments.
Okay.
To I'm going to make smaller because I disagree with how the cactus is going to be assembled here.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll go through each station and he'll like show you what he wants done. And there's like a dish there, and it's like
So like NAF 1980s
it's really
film
NAF
cocktail.
90. Yeah, but it's like laid out. It's like fine dining, but a little bit old hotel style. You know.
I'm going to make it like Scotch good.
Okay. So he shows you what he wants doing, and he like shows you how to prep the prawns, and he's like, "Okay, you good to go?"
Yep.
Okay. And then he goes over. Yeah, when he's back to you, hat goes back on. He comes over, shows you the sweet. The chocolate pudding tower is literally that. So they've got like really nice bread, and they're making molds. And then once the molds are filled with like a chocolate ganache and other stuff and caramel, and they like bake it, and then they take them out, and they like literally build a tower out of these puddings, and they just cover it in sauce and spices and shit.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that dessert, but I'm going to use my recipe of chocolate ganache.
Okay. Yeah, so he shows you a recipe.
I'm just ignoring it.
Nowhere near enough chocolate. Nowhere near enough cream. Nowhere near. He puts too much salt in it. He's very slapdash, and his way is the right way kind of attitude. Okay, are you good with that?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Okay, good. He walks off.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
That's true, actually. He'd be yelling at you guys to say that anyway. Right.
Yes, chef.
They always say we,
We.
They
Chef.
always pretend to be French in restaurants.
I guess they would here as well in Asildia. But so, your skill challenge for your prep. I need you to do either this is a slight tweak on the last one we did it because I found my old notes. Your preparation, you need to use either a dexterity or a strength-based skill.
Oh, I wonder what I'm going to be using.
Strength.
Crossbow.
Yeah.
So, and then tell me what you're going to do. We'll start with Imi. Or Maya,
Okay, so you said that it was like a cactus salad, correct?
Yeah, with the prawns.
Yes. Is the cactus raw? Like
Yes.
just peeled?
It's just
Okay.
like a lump of cactus at the moment.
I'm gonna char the cactus first before I then chop it up and put it in the marinade and stuff.
Oh, so you're like before, but this is your like
I'm taking it to the next level.
next level.
Because
Cooking doesn't get better
Yeah.
than this.
Okay.
Unless
What
you
skill
roll
is
that one.
I mean to char it and chop it and stuff. I suppose it'd be like some sort of it would be dex.
Yeah, so a dex or a strength-based skill.
I'm gonna go with something strength related because I've got more. But
Very heavy.
Well, the only strength-based one is athletics.
Yeah.
can I?
You could, yeah, like cutting a big cactus.
Okay, yeah.
Acrobatics check.
Yeah.
quickly.
Okay,
Yes,
roll an
athletics,
athletics
please.
check.
That's a 16 plus 6, so 22.
Very nice. So yeah, you get your razor sharp knife out. You've been honing the edge all morning, and you use the back of it. You run the back of the knife down the sides, and the spines just go ding 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 and fly off. And then you cut it into the sections you need.
Yep.
And then within moments, you're chucking them onto this griddle. Yeah, very good. Very clean, very uniform.
Thank you. It's then going to all get chopped up into a big bowl with some chilli.
Cool. Yeah, and you cut the chili in the same manner, very fast.
Yeah.
You're a few people looking around at you like, shit. She knows how to chop shit.
Yeah. It's like, and I want enough chilli that it's like a deadly assassin. The chilli just comes creeping onto your palate.
Is that what you say to him? No, you just to yourself.
talking
No,
to Eugene.
do you say you were across from me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
talking to Eugene.
I
He knows what I'm talking about.
literally about to say that.
Okay.
That's 1-1.
Right, your prep.
Sorry.
What are you gonna do?
Can I try to stealthily add more chocolate into the ganache with?
Is it stealth or I guess to be fair.
Dexterity.
Oh, is it? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
I can never think of what else to
Go
do.
for it, I
I was
love
like,
it.
can I do a backflip while I'm cooking? Like,
Yeah, roll stealth check.
Or a sleight of hand if that's better. I don't know if it is.
it's the same. So yeah, just adding way more chocolate and doing my recipe for it. That's a natural 1.
So you get this big old. It's like a big bag of chocolate. Of cooking chocolate, right? The lumps that they come in like
Eugene's getting
pebbles,
fired.
Just get kicked out of the
and
kitchen.
you know that he's already given you enough, and you're like sneak over and you grab the bag, and then as you drag it over, you drag it across like a little a sticky out tile, and it just rips the bottom of the bag open, and all these chocolate like pebbles go all over the floor. You're just holding the sack at the moment.
That's really like a chocolate tide crashing on a beach here. Oh, I do apologise.
couple of the cooks around you are like, fuck is he doing? And Chef Rorigan's like, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I dropped this bag. It broke. I apologise. I'll clean it up.
And he goes and he calls someone else to come over and clear up. Come on, get on, we need the ganache starting.
Okay.
Okay, that's one failure, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Okay, the cooking check. So a little bit of time ahead now. You need to use an intelligence or a wisdom-based skill.
Good old history check.
So I guess, Amaya, you've got to cook the prawns, and then I guess we'll count adding the acid to the marinade. That can count as cooking as well, if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I do have to cook the prawns, so that's a more obvious cooking. So, can I
Religion
use
check the
survival?
balls.
Yeah, survival.
Okay. I want to like cook them in the shells No, actually, no, I don't. I'm going to peel them beforehand and then cook them in that.
Cool.
And make sure I've got enough sauce to drizzle it on the top.
Nice.
So it doesn't look shit like his. That's 18.
Very nice. Yeah, you successfully cook the prawns perfectly. They are firm to the touch, delicate, and you quickly take them off the pan. And there is this beautiful kind of butter and chili sauce left in the pan.
That's flicked every one of my switches.
I look at the sauce and I say, that's really going to bring the whole thing together. And I can't wait to dip my prawns into something wet.
I quit.
Okay. So,
we have
Chef
some
Lila
help from our god,
Greg.
Wallace.
She read a Greg Wallace quote.
Oh my god. Chef Rorigan comes over, he's like, he looks at what you've done. You happy with the cuisson? Yeah,
Fucking cuisson.
Yes, I am happy with the cuisson and that prawn.
He takes one and he just eats it. Like, it's not how I'd have done it, but it'll do.
Well, you need
Walks
to
off.
try it with the... Fine.
With the what?
With the salad, you're eating part of the dish, not the whole dish as it's intended as a whole.
Okay. He puts his hand, gets the prawn in his hand, and then a handful of the salad, and he chucks
Do
it
you
in
not
his
like a
mouth.
spoon? Okay.
Bland, more salt. He
I
walks
kind
off.
of put my hand towards the salt and then take my hand away from the salt.
This relationship might be my favourite D&D thing ever. So much fun.
Okay, so you got to cook. So this would be, I guess, baking, maybe the puddings.
I was going to say, could I use a history check to remember how long it takes to melt chocolate to 45 degrees? One Mississippi?
Yeah, go
You
for it.
pop your coffee beans as well. Get your guidance.
I'm now worried about this guy. That is a 14.
Nice. Yeah, oh,
Yes, thank God.
okay, you successfully you put the bread in the molds, the ganache, a few little like stones of kind of there you have a caramel, and you seal them off the bottom and into the oven they go. A little shakily as you put them in.
There's a bit of whiskey in there as well.
Very nice, a little extra touch. He comes over and he's like, I smell whiskey.
Well, my taste buds are boogieing right now, so...
Well, that may well be, but there was no whiskey in that recipe.
He's just been drinking on the side.
Oh,
Do you have a... And he goes out, he takes a taste of the bowl, the ganache. What did you roll? 14.
yeah.
Delicious.
Oh, thank you.
And he walks off.
I was getting quite sweaty. Well, Eugene was getting quite sweaty, yeah. Sort of.
But it's sweet. Not
yes,
too sweet, but almost.
I do like sugar.
Well, we don't want enough sugar to kill a small child.
Yeah, you do.
Do you know how much that would take?
I don't know.
I'll think on it, don't worry, I'll let you know if I come up with it.
Okay. And he walks off. Okay. So, that's... You both got 2 successes.
One failure for me.
1 failure on you, 2 successes. Last check is plating. So
Oh no.
that will come a little bit. So we're kind of janking it a little bit because it would come as at service, but we'll do it now for the sake of it. Yeah, let's finish the skill challenge. So go on, do your plating check. So
Okay.
this can be a check that's up to you. It can be anything that you've not used.
Okay, so because this is both going to be like a past hors d'oeuvre and also a sit-down one. The sit-down ones I'm going to serve as more of a sharing platter to get the tables talking.
For the sit down.
Yeah.
So
That's a very good idea.
your fish is not a sit down one though. It's only canapé.
Oh, it's only that's all right. That makes
Because
it easier.
they will get the small ones on the table.
Okay, so I'm going to have made a small foil brick pastry case.
Okay.
I'm going to put the cactus salad in the bottom. Then the prawn is kind of like going to go on the top, and then a little drizzle of the cooking oil on the top, and then...
Okay, so this is completely different to what he showed you.
100%. Because it's easier to eat.
Okay,
As an hors d'oeuvre. I
I will say that as part of the skill challenge, you know that he's going to come over and see what you've done.
Can I use persuasion then?
You can.
Come on.
You got this.
This also
I've got this. It's a 10.
total.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fails. What is this little parcel?
It's a
It's
foil.
Why have you done this?
Because the way that you had it was not easy to eat as a past hors d'oeuvre. I thought this would add to the experience for all of the guests so they can enjoy the food more and they can have a couple because there's one prawn in each. Cling prawn.
Okay, because you roll persuasion, it's enough for him to try it,
Yeah.
but as a secondary check, let's roll this is for the actual taste of the food.
Yep.
Should we roll a percentile? I'll roll a percentile, see if he likes it.
Everyone hold on to your butts.
You got this.
Okay. He pops it in his mouth, chews it in a really gross way.
I'm also kind of like recoiling because it's really gross to listen to them eating.
I guess I've been surprised. And he walks off. He rolled 88.
He loved it, 88.
I like start
He
making
ate it.
them really quickly on like loads of trays now.
Nice. That's a success after that. So, last check, Eugene.
Cool.
This is your plating check. Your tower of chocolate puddings.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
Can I investigate to find some really good plates?
Okay, yeah. Sure. So the plate he's given you is not good enough.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I want to get something with a bit of style to
Roll
it.
an investigation check.
That's a 14 again.
Just. So, it takes you a couple of minutes, and you're getting nervous that you've been away from your station and he's going to notice. And then you find a little bit dusty, but hidden right at the back is this massive kind of filigree gold leafed plate that's like 3 feet wide, this oval shape. It is huge. And you bring that out, you dust it off, maybe give it a quick wipe. It is perfect. It is huge. It will mean that you'll have to change the shape of the tower, but
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
what are you going to do?
So I present it to the chef. I'll be like, well, I'd happily stick my face in this. And I believe the plate frames the dish quite well.
Have you already made it? Is it the tower now?
Oh, yeah, I finished up and plated it.
That looks
shortest
like
person
an
that's been
Aladdin's
done.
cave of pudding delights.
What's Aladdin?
Fuck you.
The whole thing is just slippery loveliness.
Okay. I mean, it looks good.
Would you say it looks indefinitely munchable?
Jesus Christ. He takes up one of the puddings, and it looks, even though he's quite short and he's a dwarf, his hands are quite big, his pudding looks quite small. And he pops the whole thing in his mouth. He's like, good. Good. I like this. Okay, do it again. And then he walks off.
Again?
Again?
I thought that was it.
It's a big ball, guys. Lots of food needs to be
I
cooked.
just thought we were doing one.
Okay, so you guys succeeded. You've
So
got
good.
jobs. You have jobs. While we're with you, and we'll quickly go to the guests in a moment. You have heard throughout your workings people muttering, and especially now that a couple of scullery maids.
I forgot about that.
couple of
We were
scullery-
here for a reason.
A couple of scullery maids have been in and out. The servers have been in and out, just getting ready. No food has been sent out yet because the guests are only just arriving. But you do hear someone asking if they're excited to see Debiles. And then the other person's like, why else would I work here? Like, gonna see Debiles. And there's this little hubbub about how excited they are to see the Duke.
How many people are... Is that just a few? Or?
It's loud in here, so it's something you've caught from a couple of people.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it depends if you've been investigating or if you've been, having one ear pricked to kind of look out for it. It depends.
I think Eugene's probably been focusing a lot on his cooking, so yeah, it's only probably just overheard it rather than sort of like he's probably forgotten that, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be investigating.
Well, your passive perceptions.
11.
Mine is 13.
Okay, 13. What were you going to say just before I move on to that?
I was just going to say I'd probably have done the same as Eugene, and after the fish course had gone out, I'd probably be a little less distracted, but also distracted by what Eugene was doing.
Okay, so I think with a 13 passive, Eugene, you'd have probably heard that, people saying that stuff about Debiles. With a 13, you've probably heard, you've been there a couple of hours at this point. From a few people, you've come to understand that some of the guests that are predicted to be some of the guests, some of the cooks, assistants, are commoners who've basically been invited in a very strange way. And that's why they're so excited. They're talking about never going to a ball before. This is something they would never have dreamt of being in.
So cooks have been invited?
Only like one or two. Few of them are like actual, they're all cooks. Yeah. But some of them aren't of a standard, like you guys, you just went out and got jobs.
Yeah.
What you hear is it's the same across the board. There are inexperienced commoners who are working as well.
So should I send this over on the stone?
You mean the suite?
Well, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I also heard that, and I relay that about some of the cooks have been invited. Because that
very
seems
interesting.
weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is a bit strange.
The only one that I can think would be invited was old Rorigan.
Good old Rorigan.
Okay, we'll come back to you in a minute. Remind me that you're going to do a sending. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll do a quick roundup then. So that's it. So we're going to go back to the guests. So
your grand entrance.
Few.
Hopefully you don't have skill checks to get in.
Couple of hours back in time, you guys are dressed.
Kaz from my cufflinks.
Oh shit! Just moving through the drawers, finds them, hands them to you. The carriage you hear pulling up outside. It's not far. It'll only be a 10-minute ride probably. And as you make your way there,
on the way out, I just say to Kaz, there's something for you in our room. Love you, bye.
She's sort of left surprised. And you go out, you meet the carriage. It's a nice carriage. It's not like hugely opulent, but it's nice. Open top to a little sort of shade on the top. And you make your way there, you trot along, up through the gates. They don't even ask, they just open the gates. And you move towards the front entrance. The gates to Debiles opens, and the hiss of the gravel on the wheels is getting later in the day now. It is the dusk moon gauge has arisen. The sun is still up and approaching the horizon. There is that mauve across the place. The moon wall is huge on the horizon. It's much closer than the horizon takes up kind of the skyline. And you make your way down the pathway, and the coach pulls up at the front. And at the very front of the estate there is there are no more deliveries. The last time, did you guys come here for the jobs? You didn't, but there's a few gilded horse-drawn carriages that pull up by the hedgerows. There is a thin orc doorman with a black eye mask, and you can see him taking tickets and placing them on a kind of stone plate and talking to the guests as they enter. Do you guys just enter? Do you have any other plans?
So I get out first and help Freya down from the carriage.
I'm just wondering, do you think I should do enhance ability on my charisma? Yes, I do that.
Okay, cool. Is that a spell, or is that from your lantern?
It's a spell.
Yeah, because the lantern's not here, is it?
No.
Okay, cool. So you do that in the carriage, I guess.
Yep. That lasts an hour.
Very nice.
And as we arrive, you kind of see there's almost you kind of see Jack's going to performance mode. You can imagine this is what they were like whenever they had to do balls for work, and you just kind of see just something shifts, and they're just a little bit more slightly more like, oh, I'm a bit more demure, but I know exactly what I'm talking about kind of situation. Just ever so slight shift.
And masks on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we see Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check from the carriage.
Oh, I might
awkward
do.
if he's not freaking here.
16.
I got 27.
Okay.
Thank you.
You do not see Pharaoh,
Pharaoh's not here.
but you do see, with that perception, you see what you can only describe as a knight wearing very strange clothes, a cloak that's been cut into ribbons, a jade enamelled pauldron, and a very slight curved sword. And he looks similar to Amaya in his sort of very broadly speaking his features. And he walks into the front, you don't see Pharaoh.
What do we do? We just keep it? To keep the ticket? We leave it with the doorman?
I cast. Do I have to have a point to do message, or can I just be like?
I mean, the chances of you getting him in this vicinity, I don't even think it's worth it. You could get nothing or some random person.
That's really.
We could just say that we have a ticket for Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And if he arrives, then come find us.
Yeah. I guess that's the easiest thing to do.
Okay. So you approach. You move up to the main entrance.
I have Amaya's sword, by the way.
Okay, you do. So that's by your side.
He goes with my outfit.
It does. It's only because the other
makes it look
person
more
there.
badass.
It's not you. It's the other person that may be there.
Oh.
Oh well. So there, a few guests ascending the steps in front of you. As you come up to this very sort of live-looking orc doorman. He's got that plain black eye mask, and he's wearing a plain suit, but it's nice. Welcome, gentle people, to the Ball of Ancient Mysteries, to celebrate the return to better days, the homecoming of the Crowned Duke Debiles. Can I please take your tickets?
I try and hide that my hand is like shaking.
Okay, so he takes both your tickets, he places it on the little stone, gives it back to you. Welcome. Takes hands out yours, places it on the stone, hands it back. Please. And he steps aside for you to enter.
We're expecting another guest.
Oh yes, a friend of ours is coming in, but we acquired his ticket on his behalf. We haven't managed to catch up with him yet. Can we leave this with you? His name is on it, and...
Oh, I can't possibly take the ticket, but if he arrives, I can ensure that the maitre d' is informed, and we will come to find you.
Thank you very much. So can we... So what... Because we have the ticket.
Yes, please. Keep hold of it.
Oh, okay, got you. Makes sense. I'm with you.
Thank you very much. Takes a step back with a little bow.
I grab your hand.
I'm fully like calm, cool, escorting you in.
And as you enter, you step through a sort of narrow, not narrow, but a small porch, and then you step into this large oval entry hall that I described to them. Alabaster walls with the panels of filigreed gold, but it is busy in here. On the beige polished floor there are candles in clusters, there's symbols on the walls that have been painted with very, with flourishes. And off to the side, so you see the main ball on the right through a big set of double doors into the main hall area. There are two stairs ahead of you that go up to the second level, but everything's locked, the doors are shut up there. And in front of you, under the shade of the two curving stairs, there is a man dressed like a sorcerer from a fairy whisper. He's wearing like navy kind of robes that just look cheap, and they're covered with like little moons here and there.
It's Merlin.
And he's wearing a full face mask of painted wood, and he's got a tiny canvas on this easel, this tiny little canvas like this big. And in front of him, there's the group that you previously saw step in their dresses of satin and layered stiff fabrics that are all cut to the sharp edges that I told you about. And You can see that he's casting something onto the canvas that you can only assume is some kind of illusion, and then he's painting over it very quickly. And as they move off, he turns to you, and he has, within about 4 or 5 minutes, he has it finished, and he takes it off and hands it to them. He has flat pointed horns as a tiefling, and he flings his robes round as he turns to look at you, and he says, "Welcome to the Ball of Ancient Mysteries. I am Farentino the Splendiferous. Would you care to have your beautiful visages captured in portrait? It will take but the patience of a fleeting moment."
Do I recognise him?
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh.
In one way, it would be really nice, but in another way, then they have our faces.
You're wearing masks. You're wearing
That
masks.
is true. Yeah. Okay. No, we're wearing masks.
No.
So good.
That's intelligence. That's an 8.
No, doesn't ring a bell. And he is wearing a full face
Yeah.
mask as well. So do you guys want to have your
Yeah,
pictures?
we've got masks on. It's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys, you gather yourselves at the front underneath the stairs. And what he's doing is casting minor illusion onto the canvas to make a...
And tracing it.
Yeah,
Cheap.
really quickly.
That is bad.
But he's doing it really quick. But it's a bit enough. And he hands it to you, and it's a little bit splodgy, but it's not bad. He's done a good job, and considering it was traced, it's clear.
You've got to carry that around all evening.
He gives you a little canvas. It's tiny,
Oh, I wish I got pockets.
What suits it for me?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, and you're moved over to a man who you can assume is the maitre d', a large human with curls, blonde, a suit of black and gold, looks fit to bursting out of his suit. His beard is tufts out from underneath a black eye and nose mask. Your names, so I may announce you to the rest of our guests.
That should be fun.
I'm still sticking with Sentinel, motherfucker.
I can make up a last name.
Do it.
Freya Merryweather. Service. I do a bow. It was really awkward.
I was kind of stood behind yeah, we're doing a bow, are we? Okay.
And
Sentinel.
very well. Welcome all, Freya Merryweather and Sentinel.
I whisper to Freya, it's stand up straight, smile, this is your moment.
You enter, kind of defeats the point of a masquerade, but they're also full of themselves. And as you enter, you can see you're at the wider shaped part of the hall. So it's an L-shaped hall, and you're in the kind of the bottom of the L right now. And in there, the ceilings across the whole place are 20 feet high. They're also bone white alabaster, gold filigree, decorative vines that are climbing between panels in gold. There are these symbols that have been splashed. There's clusters of candles that are lit. Those huge thick candles that just sit on the floor. And the wider section is filled with people milling in clusters. They're wearing dresses of vibrant colours with clean lines, blooms of feathers behind some of their heads that bob around, cravats of bold patterns that puff under the chins of men that look like they've never really worked a day in their lives. Everyone wears masks. You see porcelain eye masks, some with hooked noses like beaks, some full face masks of no expression or exaggerated expressions. Some people hold them on sticks and others have them in ribbons like you guys. You see, so they're the candles, old and thick, and these sort of faux symbols on the wall. And then as you mill into the long part of the main hall, you can see there's a sort of dance floor area between two long tables that are beneath both windows on either side. And at the very end is a large stage with the base of which is a band playing strange woodwind music. The stage is decorated with a circle of candles, symbols again. The candles softly light a huge tapestry that hangs over the window that would normally kind of be a huge amount of light, even from the moon. But that's covering the window. This grand kind of tacky tapestry, yeah, you see to either side of the main stage these two cordoned off tables. And on the right, the dukes are sat, their close families, and on the opposite are guests of honour. On the duke's table, you see Gaspar. You see he's thin, jet black hair, as you remember, wears an immaculate black and red suit, tails, shocks of yellow on the lapels, blood red and gold aiguillette looping on one shoulder, and at the hollow of his throat is the same obsidian pendant mounted with a curl of gold, platinum, and at his hip is a sabre. And his eye mask is cracked white porcelain, it only covers his eyes. And then next to him is another man. He's 5'4", stout, half-elf. He's got thick hair that hangs with a middle parting that kind of bobs at his temples. He's kind of just a round-looking man in a military suit, right? Burnished orange, black, and gold, and a thick grey fur on his shoulders.
It's too hot for that, my boy.
He has around his neck hangs a huge gold coin with a square cut in the centre, and his mask is an eagle in black and gold. By him is a man called Mr. Yuld, who you got your jobs from, slippery man in his baggy white robes, and a woman next to him as well, a thin woman who's like drowning in an orange dress of gold. The gold feather mounted behind her kind of like floats above her back of her head. And she is wearing a mask of a gold muse of comedy, so smiling with pinched eyes. And with Gaspar is Mr. Bisfowl. Don't you remember Mr. Bisfowl?
Yes, I do.
The steward, his master steward, wearing a red and yellow ton jacket.
Do I see my brother?
On the slightly lower guests of honour table, you see a few strangers of little note. A couple who stand out as one, a regal, dark-skinned half-elf in well-tailored robes of black and purple, more like a wizard's clothes than anything else, potentially a member of the Lapidarists, for those of you who know the guild colours. There is a man dressed in white and green that you saw enter. His cloak has been cut into ribbons, and he has a mask of crystal that just obscures his face slightly. The one that looked like a Maya before he entered. And there is a tiefling with lilac skin, dressed in a tight-fitting black suit. His hair is slicked back, and one of his white horns curls back and around his ear like a ram's, and the other appears to have been sheared at the scalp, and in place is a gold cap. And he wears a full-face, expressionless mask of pure red.
I direct Freya to look at him and be like, Freya, meet Julian. Obviously we're not
Is he talking?
He is sat, like, you can't, he's got a mask. So
What about the guy next to him?
He's talking to the man who you saw that looks similar to Amaya. They both have, here the Apira guy has a crystal mask, and they look like they could be talking and they're drinking.
I can't see their mouths.
How can they be drinking
If you can't see them, they can't get to them.
they can't get to their mouths?
Straws.
You just lift it up, drink, put it back down.
Curly straws.
Okay. What are you guys going to do for the moment?
I hear the food is
I feel like we should
sensational.
row and get the lay of the land.
Do you need a drink? Do we need to
Yeah,
calm
we need
your
to be
nerves?
holding something. That's traditional, right?
Traditional. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you easily enough find someone carrying a tray of crystal glasses with something fizzy. Take a couple of those.
Yeah, I sniff it.
It is champagne.
Ooh.
Very expensive.
Have a little sip.
And it's dry, floral. I mean, you didn't know it could be poison. No, it's strong, fizzy. It is dry, but it has a very sweet aftertaste, more like a dessert. Wine as a finish. It's very nice.
Is there any, as we're like kind of roaming, is there anyone else that we kind of recognise, or as we're walking through? Obviously, I know people are wearing masks, but like,
Okay, if you're both doing that, roll perception checks.
I'm not going to be able to do any guidance, am I? That's the worst perception check I've ever done.
I think it's your base is your
Yeah.
passive though, isn't
Is
it?
it?
Is it?
Because that would be 22.
Because I feel like if you're passive when you're not paying attention, it's 22.
I think that's within 5 feet or something.
Is it?
Got 15.
15?
I only got. Wait, no, I still have a lot of plus, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still
got
like
7.
20.
Yeah, I got 11.
Okay. One thing that you do see is there's a few people among the ostentatious nobles who are kind of acting a little stranger. They're kind of in clusters. They say little and they stand a little bit awkwardly. And they don't look like they're wearing as expensive clothes. With a 15, you would have probably got that.
Are they wearing necklaces?
You guys are kind of milling, so you're not next to them at this stage.
Okay.
But you may be, I don't know.
Can we casually make our way like,
Yeah, I
a
was
little
going to
bit
say,
closer?
yeah.
Sure. Okay. If you're going to try and do it stealthily, or are you going to just try and, I don't know, move up to them and have a
It's
look?
going to look like we were going past them.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
that.
like, is there something that we can look at behind them and be like...
Okay, roll investigation
A
checks.
roundabout journey
I don't think
to
that
the food.
you. Yeah, you don't need to be stealthy if you're walking around.
Oh, fuck me.
5?
8?
A 5 and an 8.
Yep.
They could be. But if they are, then they're hidden by their shirts and jackets.
Are they saying anything that I can hear as we go past?
As you walk past, they are muttering about a 5 and an 8. You hear the word
That was a
debiles.
perception.
That was a
investigation.
On investigation, yeah?
Yeah, but passive perception to hear
Yeah.
what they're saying.
I guess so.
To read those lips.
Okay, I'll give you that. You Freya, here, even though you roll badly, with your passive perception after you failed to see if they were in necklaces, you hear them talking about, they refer to Debiles as, someone refers to him as His Holiness.
Okay. So there's loads of random... Okay.
Can I... Right. This is the most suspicious bullshit.
The music is nice, though.
No, I was going to ask a question.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I'm saying this bullshit, suspicious question.
Yeah.
The ring, the circle of candles, and the sigil, like the stuff that's written on the floor. So it's kind of two questions in one. Do the sigils on the floor look more legit than the ones in the hallway?
Okay, so there are also ones on the walls in here as well, like in the hallway.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a few like in a ring on the stage, and yeah, there's the ring of candles on the stage as well. And there are also clusters of candles around the place.
Does that look... It's basically, does that look like a fucking ritual site?
You could go over and have a look, but so the way that it's set up at the moment is that the stage is kind of at your chin level for you, Sentinel, and below that, directly there in a kind of oval, or a kind of semicircle, is the band in front of the stage, and then either side is the cordoned off tables. So the only way to get up to the stage is the steps behind the cordoned off tables. But you could go up to the band.
But do you know who could do that?
There's no balcony.
But do you know who could get in there?
Who?
An invisible Zeal.
Yes, he could.
Can I please... I get him for an hour, right, if I just bamf him to do invisible shit. That's how long we said, right?
For invisible stuff.
Yes, if I'm not bamfing him out as my familiar.
Yes, that's right. So it's limited time.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and bamf out Zeal.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to instruct him to go and look and be like, do your sneaky shit, do your invisible bullshit, do not get caught, and if you do get caught, run away.
Right.
Go and look at the candles and the stuff on the stage and tell me if you think they look more real than some of the stuff on the wall.
What do you mean more real? I don't know any of these. What do you want me to do?
I want to work out if it's a fucking ritual.
I don't know. I don't know what a ritual looks like. I can have a look.
Yeah, just go and have a look.
Okay, all right. He's only visible to you, so he hops off. Before I pop back to Moxie, do you have anything you wanted to do while Sentinel was in the water closet?
So there's no balcony, right? You can't get high.
No, it's just 20-foot like walls with like chandeliers at various heights.
Can I sort of find a wall, sort of in a corner-ish, and just be like sipping, looking around, like I'm admiring the place, and look at the top table, see if I can see any...
They're not actually that high. They're only like a few feet off the ground.
Okay.
So they're still on your level.
The Duke, one where the Dukes are. Because they didn't have full masks.
The top table doesn't necessarily mean height.
Yeah.
It means the
top, the best table, yeah.
So what are you looking at them for?
I want to see what they're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So roll a perception check.
I also have another question before we go back to everyone else. It's another very short
I mean, I think I just can read their lips.
Oh yeah, no, you can.
Yep.
Spray.
Okay.
Observant.
So they're talking. They're just talking business for a while. Gaspar and Debiles. They're talking about basically the guests, who they're expecting. They're bitching about the Lapidarists. They are talking about the Opari guy, about how it's kind of a suffering that they've got to just deal with, and they've got to have this guy and make nice with him. And then Debiles says that he doesn't trust Julian, and then Gaspar says that that he is the key to a better Dustmere. Is what he says about Julian. That's what you'd probably get in those moments.
Okay.
And then they're just basically being crude about some of the guests.
Check out the
Gross.
tits on that
And you said something quick?
The tapestry at the back.
Yes.
Does it look like art, like it was a prop made for this event, or does it look like perhaps it may have been stolen from, I don't know, an alchemist guild?
I mean,
what was actually on the tapestry?
We don't know.
No one knows.
I guess, I mean, you wouldn't know that from looking, but you could look at it and roll an investigation check and I can tell you what it looks like. And if you roll high enough, maybe. But you guys didn't know anything about that.
We didn't, but does it?
So,
But also there's the element of, does it look like it was a piece of art created for this event, or does it look like
roll an investigation
something older?
And pray.
I'm fucking praying because my roll's been trash today.
Oh my
no.
god. That was not
What was
useful.
it?
I'm not telling you.
Was it a 1? Okay. It is.
I'd like to kill myself.
It's a big tapestry and it looks old.
Oh no.
And from your position, it doesn't take a skill to observe it. It is a flat disc of a world. Below it are burning fiends and demons and stuff, and above it is a towering forest of trees in the clouds, and that's what you can see.
Move to someone else because I just want to check something.
Okay. So, the scullery. So, Moxie, you've been given the job of cleaning up spills. What else did you want to achieve? Because you've now got... So there is a door where they entered into the main hall. There's this large entryway that goes into the oval... the oval kind of entryway. The large doorway. And to the left, there is a scullery door. And it's hidden in the wall. And you guys have been told to come in and out of that. So it opens, it's like 4 feet wide. Mm-hmm. And that takes you through into the wall, above a door, down, and then into the kitchens and the back rooms where you were given your briefing. So it's very cramped and a very steep stairway that goes up and over a door. But what did you want to achieve as well as your job cleaning?
I guess try and eavesdrop on conversations, look for any decent hidey holes or just I don't know, just any people that look like they shouldn't be in particular places.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you step out from the scullery door into this like the sound of woodwind music, bustling people, the smells of alcohol and the first few courses that have come out. Roll a perception check.
The worst. 12.
Okay, so you're casting your eye around, kind of half looking for spills, half looking for people of interest. And a 12.
Yes.
As you look out, I don't need to roll actually. You see at the corner, the same corner that Freya a few moments before would have been standing looking at the Duke's table. You see a man, pale tiefling, pale skin, short hair, and a plain full-faced black mask, and he's standing there looking around, sipping some wine, and takes his mask, lifts it off, drinks, puts it back, and then he looks directly at you.
Okay. That man that saw me in the desert. Oh no, not in the desert.
Oh, in the market.
In the market, yeah. Does he look like that man?
Possibly.
Fuck's sake.
You didn't really get a good look at him.
No, I didn't.
And this guy's wearing a mask.
Yep.
He's wearing. He's wearing a sort of set of tight robes, black.
Cool. I mean, I will make a note of that, I guess. I don't want to. It's not my place to go and talk to him or anything, so.
Well, he is looking right at you.
He's not anymore. Yeah. He's just milling, sipping his wine.
Yeah, maybe sort of meander my way as part of my scope, so just sort of clean any spills, maybe what near past him, but not necessarily.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So as you make your way around, you catch a couple of spills, quickly wipe that up. You've got like a set of rags in your pocket. It's getting a bit full, a bit damp, that pocket.
Delicious.
And as you turn around to sort of mill back in his direction, he's gone.
Do I see her roaming around?
Probably. Just milling, wiping up spills.
Okay, well, he's gone. Can't do anything about that.
There's a couple of people. There's only maybe 3 of you guys on duty in the ball. So you see a couple of them. The other 2 are kind of milling. You see one of them come out the scullery maid door and walk off out, to quickly look outside, and that's about it. But generally speaking, you guys are kind of going in and out, picking up new rags, speaking to to Mistress Delilah.
Mm. Okay. I decided I'm not going to be wearing the contacts as well because I'm scared about them.
Okay, no worries. That's fine.
So all the rest of the disguise is there.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I just said go speak to Delilah. Do you have any particular jobs or anything?
So you make your way back inside because she's out inside the scullery areas where she's kind of managing lots of people. So you'd have to go back in through the scullery corridors.
I guess I've done like a couple sweeps around, like just trying to keep an ear out for anything in particular.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Roll a perception check. Second one before you make your way back in.
10 this time.
Okay. A little bit perturbed maybe that guy's gone missing. You don't see him. But you wipe up a couple last spills. You're running out of the rags. So,
a new rag,
Yeah. So you head back, open the scullery door. And you step through, and it's much darker in there, as to not disturb the guests, of course. And as you take a couple of steps in, you hear a couple of thumps behind you, and the door shuts. And a hand grabs you by the mouth, and it says, "Don't scream, all right?"
That's the one thing you don't say.
Okay, and then they turn you, and they rip off the mask. And it's Batista. Do not react, do not change your behaviour. You have no bloody idea how difficult it's been staying away from your wonderful girl. And he hugs you.
Yeah, and I hug him back,
And he looks at you, and he's like, the moment I knew you were alive, just... Enough of that. Yeah. Important stuff, uncle stuff. He pulls down his top of his collar. You're going to say something, sorry?
Yes, but where have you been? Kaz said you were missing.
Well, yes, and he pulls down the collar, and you can see around his neck is one of the amulets, the black amulets, tie around his throat. And he says, I'm a slave to Julian. I don't know where he got it from. It is a horrible thing. I'm not hopeless. This thing is old and solid, but it has loopholes. The person that designed it did so with brute force. I can behave in certain ways that allow me freedoms. It should not, like us talking now. Listen. The situation in the syndicate is ironclad. Julian will not be overthrown. Julian is... He's bound himself to some creature. Something I've heard him call the labyrinthine. We haven't got... He looks around, hears someone at the door, and he just pulls it shut and holds it, and you hear someone of the scullery girls like trying to get in. He's incredibly dangerous. I don't know where Royce went, but he survived, I believe. I heard rumours that he was imprisoned somewhere. You will both need eyes here, whether it's me or your friend. You will need your magic. And he holds you by, like, the arms. As he used to so many times, he's kind of still holding the door with the other. Find a man called Zapes. He knows more about necromancy than anyone I know. Last time I spoke to him, he was seeking out a man called the Curator. Whispered word magic, some kind of dealer. Possibly in Del Nori, maybe Talbenry, but be wary of him at the same time. I don't know what he is. He's an honest man, but there's something about him that's not right, and the door shoves again. You should know that this is not only the syndicate. We keep secrets. Away from Julian as best we can. Among us, there are a few. The Zaithwaite's among them. Look up the third table, okay? It may not make sense. Trust me. Look up the third table. And Del Nori is the family of the home of the Lamore family that, well, they tried to kill me and you in Grisport. They are not your ally. They could become one. I cannot...
So what family was that, sorry?
The Lamore.
That's Lamore.
I cannot see what's happening in this city. When you both fled, I feared the world you fled into, and now you are both our only hope. Become strong and seek out the other syndicates and protect one another. I'm afraid I can do no more. He just hugs you.
Yeah, I'll hug him back. So, does it hurt at all?
No.
Being bound to him, the necklace?
Not physically, but, well,
Sorry, I remember those weird manacle things in Grisport.
Yes.
In that fight, yeah, they hurt.
This is different. It is dormant unless I betray specific orders. And under those circumstances, it tightens, and eventually it will, well, take my head off, is what they say.
Yeah, we've come across one of these before.
Okay, well, I need to leave. I shouldn't be here. Julian may have already seen me. But be careful.
Yeah, you too, Uncle.
And he kisses you on the head. Hope to see you again.
Yeah, and you, yeah.
And he,
I'll try and keep in touch somehow, maybe, if it's not too dangerous.
I'll do what I can. Find Zapes, and I will try and be rid of this thing.
Yeah, you don't know what he looks like, that's all.
Zapes?
Yeah.
No. The name is unique, and he is seeking out a man called the Curator. That is all I know at the moment. But my ability to research is limited. I've spent my time trying not to get my head it off.
Yeah, understandable.
I best go.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Bye.
And he hugs you, and he lets go of the door, and it kind of opens slowly. One of the Scullery maids peers in and sees you standing there, and he's gone up the back of the Scullery maids' corridors. And that's how we're going to end today's session. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.